All right, so today we're going to look at passing the half guard. A couple of weeks ago, we looked at a couple of ways we can pass the knee shield, which for attacking options on his part is a lot better position for it. If we've managed to get past this knee and we've got our body connection like chest to chest here, it's already a better position for me as the top player. So looking at a couple of the positions of my arms that I need to have before I want to continue on. So I want to make sure that I've got the underhook on this side. If my partner's got the underhook, this is going to be an extremely dangerous position for me. So underhook on the far side, and we're going to go for crossface on this side. So we're going to start off with a couple of tripod type passes. So for this first one, we're going to make the connection with our hands. We're going to come up onto our toes. The first version is Chris is being a little slack with his legs. So he's not quite got the tightness of his legs around the leg. I'm going to lean forwards. We can post the head on this side, or we can post the head on this side. We're going to obviously need to take our hand out on this side. Lean forwards, post forwards. Then I'm just going to pop up until the knee comes free. When the knee comes free, I'm going to change the angle of my hips so my hip drops down in towards my partner. Now at this point, if you feel like it's still loose, we can just continue through. Personally, I like to get a little bit more control on the other side. So I'd keep the underhook, I'd take this cross face out, I'd put my head onto this side. So basically my head's doing the job of the cross face. Control this near side arm if we can, then just a nice heavy surf down through. So you see how I'm pushing my leg down towards my partner so it keeps my hips close in. If I just try to slide through this way, there's a bit more separation of the hips and just gives him opportunities which we don't really want to give him. So sliding down. If our foot gets stuck, we can use this foot to kick off, drop the hips down, and then move our hips back in so we kill these hips off to the side. So first version, we've already got the cross face and the underhook. We're going to come forward, head post off the floor, bounce the leg high, switch the hips. I personally like this switch. If you're happy with the cross face and you feel like you can still get the leg free, get the leg free. We'll switch over, through, and drive back. Second version, that I also want you to practice now, there is, we try to go, and it's a little tighter with the legs and my knees just not coming free. So I'm going to look to pin his lower leg here. So sometimes, like reaching up and the legs in its normal position can be a little bit off balancing for me. So I have to like lift my hips to go here, and if he rolls me to his left, then I get rolled over. So I want to make that leg low. So I'm going to move to the side slightly. You see how that like lowers his half guard. Over the top, then we're going to do the tripod again, leg forwards, use our foot to pull the leg free. Come into the same position, pull out. So one more time. Here, he's a little tighter with the legs. I can feel that the normal tripod's not going to work. Just move slightly so it lowers the leg down. With our foot over the top. Now tripod, use the foot to push down, switch the hips, right through, and then for the pass. Okay? So two different versions. Number one version, Chris is not quite as tight with the legs and we can feel it, or he's a little tighter with that half guard and we need to use the second leg for a bit of help. Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, let's go. So let's look at a second way that we can deal with this half guard. So this is my personal favorite way to initially look. Obviously, if this way is not working out for me, then I'll look at different ways, but this is my favorite way to attack initially for trying to get out of the half guard. So really important that I get that head control again. So this time it is going to be the shoulder that's going to do the job for me. I'm going to go as deep as I can with this cross face. So I like to just think about putting the finger into the armpit. You can also like grab some gi and like pull this in tight as well. But just as long as you're kind of aiming for the armpit, then it allows us to drop that shoulder in. We want this to be really like more of a choke type position than just crush his jaw type position. So when we're pushing our shoulder in, don't think about just going, I want you to drop the shoulder down to his chest and then raise up into the neck. So we really hit that artery on the side. So kind of just forcing him to make us want to pass that guard because of the chokes coming on so quickly. So reach nice and deep, drop the shoulder down, then we're going to aim in for the neck. Then we're going to make a little hip switch. So when I switch the hips, I'm not putting my hips down to the floor. Like someone explosive, jiu-jitsu like Chris, is going to be able to throw me over the top. I want to be able to keep my hips up, but you see my back foot, it's on the ball of the foot, so if he drives in towards me, I've got the ability to push back in with that foot. So here, very unlikely I'm just going to be able to get my leg out here. So I'm going to just place my hand down onto the knee, and I'm just going to start to walk my foot up and initially just try to get the knee poking through. So once I've got the knee through, I'm going to drive the knee down to the floor. So on this side, I should already have the underhook. Now, one option is that if I'm pretty confident in my knee cut that I just did before, I can do the same thing. Lift up my hips, drop my knee cut down, use my head to control, slide through and pass. But also, we have the option to do the knee cut on the opposite side as well. So I make sure I've got the underhook on this side, and then I'm going to look for the underhook on this side as well. Just pull myself up nice and high, got good control of his arms, good control of his head. Now I can choose to do the knee cut on either side. So I can go back to the side that I just went for, or lift my hips and drop my knee cut down on this side. So either we can pull the leg free, come through into the pass, or if I'm keeping my foot controlled on the top of the legs, I can also back step off to the far side as well. So this initial position is going to be what makes it for you. It enables you to get that knee free. So nice and deep, drop the shoulder, push into the neck, little hip switch. Hand goes to the knee. We're going to start to walk the foot up, and all we're looking for is just that knee to poke free. Once the knee pokes free, we're going to drive down into this 3/4 mount position. Underhook. So first option, lift the hips. Knee cut to the same side we did for the tripod pass. Or underhook on the other side as well. Lift the hips, drop the knee cut down, pull the leg free, turn in for the pass. Or back step off to the original side. Okay? This is all set up from that initial control position. Good cross face, good switch of the hips without letting your hips drop to the floor. And then all our goal is to get the knee free. Then it gives us options. Okay? All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, let's go.